Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be taking a look at some new Undead Nightmare findings that have actually popped up since the latest Halloween DLC in Red Dead Online. So this is something we've been monitoring for about a month now, really since the start of October, even in September. A lot of players have been finding characters that have these glowing green eyes, and even other animals like dogs having these red eyes that look very, very spooky. And because this was occurring in single player and in Red Dead Online, a lot of people either thought this was going to be a story mode update, some sort of Undead Nightmare expansion. Some people were a little bit more cautious with their predictions, saying that it might be a glitch. And I think this generated a lot of attention because, number one, it was really weird, but also, number two, it was happening right before Halloween and sort of on the anniversary of when Undead Nightmare was released for the original Red Dead Redemption title. Now, Halloween has since come and gone, and Rockstar has done a little bit to celebrate in Red Dead Online, but we didn't see anything on the level of a story mode update or an Undead Nightmare expansion. So I think at this point, a lot of people were saying, okay, maybe it was a glitch or something like that. And personally, I think that's a little bit disappointing because I think Rockstar could have done so many different cool things. But as Halloween has come and gone, something interesting has started to happen in Red Dead Redemption 2. So a couple of days ago, a user, Fragazo, posted this image right here on the Red Dead Mysteries subreddit. And you guys can see there that they're standing on the edge of a river in Roanoke, and the world is green. In fact, the moon is green, and that's what's causing the light to shine down. Look how creepy this is. You can see it's turning the water green. The air itself ends up looking green. This is wild. And we can tell this is happening in free roam. Take a look at the mini-map right here. You can see their horse icon. You can also see a bounty poster, a stranger mission, a marker that they have on the map. So this is not occurring in a showdown series or race or anything like that. This is happening in free mode. Now, this individual gave us a little bit more details on what happened. They said they were doing collector maps, and when they arrived in this area, it all turned green and strange music started playing. So how interesting is that? It's not like the entire world was like this. It's when they made it to a certain part of the map that the game started changing. So at first I thought this might have had to do with a specific location. He said that he was in Roanoke. So I actually ended up going to the exact same spot, that same river at night, and I did not see anything like this. I didn't see the green moon or the green mist or anything like that. So I was wondering, what the heck's wrong with my game? Do you have to trigger something in-game in order for it to work? I really wasn't too sure what was going on here. And at the time, this is the only person that seemed to have experienced this. So I was going to write it off as a glitch. I was going to write it off as maybe just something wrong with the game that was causing the colors to look like that. I mean, over the last year, we've seen some pretty crazy glitches in Red Dead Online. So honestly, having the world change colors like this really wouldn't be too shocking. However, just a day later, another user on that thread, Slanatram, said that they encountered this weird green mist that started settling into the swamp area of the game, which then slowly began to take over Lemoyne. And I'll actually show you guys that footage right now. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. And you guys can see there that it transitions to a normal day to the world turning green. Seriously, this deep green mist taking over the world. And what's even spookier is it gets creepier and creepier and creepier as time goes on. In fact, the green mist seems to intensify the longer you stay in it. Now, I don't think it matters if it's daytime or nighttime. In fact, you can't even really tell what time of day it is when the mist is going. But I think the longer you're exposed to it, the more intense it ultimately becomes. And it seemed to only last for a couple of minutes. In fact, leaving the swamp area of the map and then returning to it actually caused the world to return to sort of a normalized state. Okay, so that is really, really strange. This is the second person that seems to have experienced this. Now, the only thing that I can think connects these two things is that they're near rivers or bodies of water, which is what we saw here. One was in the swamp and the other happened to be near a river in Roanoke Ridge. Well, on that same day, another user, Bethania, said that they also encountered the green mist and the red moon as well. And this was actually happening in the town of Valentine. So this is their footage right here, as you guys can see. And yeah, some pretty creepy stuff is going on here, where the world is basically has this green mist, and they even said they experienced a red moon, which I'm not sure if these two things are connected. I can only imagine that they are, but things are getting really, really weird. Now, what's also strange about this entire saga is how this relates to the original Undead Nightmare expansion in Red Dead Redemption. The reason this is particularly strange is in Undead Nightmare, guess what happened? The moon in that game turns green. Okay, how weird is that? And that also wouldn't be the first time in which Rockstar has brought back exact references from Undead Nightmare. That mysterious Aztec writing that can be found in Blackwater directly relates to Undead Nightmare. The jade mask that can be found in shops and stalls around the world, the exact same one from the DLC, all the way back in the original title. So things are getting pretty spooky here. So about a month ago, we had green eyes, and now we have a green mist and a reddish green moon that is appearing, the same one that can be found in Undead Nightmare in the first Red Dead Redemption game. Okay, this is starting to be more than just a couple of coincidences, in my opinion. So is this Rockstar truly hinting at an Undead Nightmare expansion for either single player or Red Dead Online? I'm hopeful, but I don't think this is likely. And here's why. What I think is happening here is sort of a bleeding effect from one of Rockstar's newest modes that they actually added for Halloween. And that new mode is called Fear of the Dark. And in Fear of the Dark, we can see a lot of the same symptoms that players are experiencing in free roam. You've got the red moon and the red sky. You've also got the creepy colored mist that appears in game. So that's exactly what I think is going on here, is that the weather from these special modes, which Rockstar had to add into the game because there's no other part of the game in which we see, this spooky green and orange mist and the red and green moons. That's not a part of any other missions or any story or stranger quests. So it only happens for this adversary mode. And so what I think is happening here is that the players that are experiencing this probably played this mode, and some of the weather effects are bleeding over into free roam. So they might actually be the only ones that are seeing it happen. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, well, if that's the case, why would Rockstar go out of their way to do all this work to create this weather pattern and this moon just for this adversary mode showdown series event that's only lasting for a couple of weeks? Well, the answer is Rockstar is weird, and they've done that plenty of times in the past in Grand Theft Auto Online. I mean, there's been plenty of things in Grand Theft Auto Online where Rockstar have literally only used for one game mode or one mission. If you guys have ever played Grand Theft Auto Online, I'm sure you'll understand this. I mean, Grand Theft Auto Online has its own Halloween weather that's only used in various game modes. The aircraft carrier was only used in a specific heist mission. It's not a part of free roam. So again, this certainly wouldn't be the first time we've seen Rockstar do this in other games, and now it looks like they're starting to do this in Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 2 as well, which is a little bit unfortunate because there's been so many hints and clues. I mean, taking a look at the green eyes and now the glowing green mist and the moon. Like, what the heck is Rockstar doing here? Are these just glitches and bugs that, are bleeding into free roam? Or are they really just trying to either tease us, troll us, whatever? I'm still holding out hope that there's going to be some sort of Undead Nightmare expansion. Although, unfortunately, as we have heard recently, Rockstar actually came out in an interview and said that that's really not their focus. And if they wanted to do Undead Nightmare now, I think they kind of missed their window. You would have think they would have gathered a lot more hype and press if they did this, before Halloween. Now, I think people are transitioning to sort of the end of the year holidays and aren't really focused on these spooky scary stuff anymore. And in case you guys are wondering what Rockstar said regarding like single player updates and Undead Nightmare, they said that that really isn't their focus anymore. I'll leave that exact article in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. But long story short, it doesn't look good for a single player update or an expansion like Undead Nightmare to ever come to Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Online. So there's going to be like 5% of me that will hold out hope that Rockstar actually has something planned for Undead Nightmare here. But what I really think is occurring, again, is that bleeding effect where we see the weather from that new mode just seem to appear in free roam. So that's my best guess. But of course, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think is going on here regarding the spooky weather, the creepy green moon, and more. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest Red Dead Redemption and GTA video that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.